Warwick School against QEGS Wakefield. That's due to take place shortly, but what a fantastic result it's been for Sherborne School. They were superb, and the Vars head back to Dorset. See you shortly. One match down, 3 to go. Warwick School against QEGS Wakefield. This for the under-15s cup here at Twickenham for the NatWest Schools finals day. A superb crowd that has travelled from the Midlands and from the north for this one, for what is to be the third meeting of these two schools in this fixture in 3 years. 2013, Warwick, as the wall begins to wail on the other side of the stadium, the Warwick war cry is up and running. They have won this cup the last 2 years. QEGS Wakefield, runners-up the last 2 years. Dave Rogers alongside me. Will third time be a challenge for QEGS?
Well, we'll have to wait and see. That Warwick wall is absolutely thundering, isn't it? Huge numbers coming down from Warwick today to support the team.
Indeed, there are 3 of these 15 played in the final 12 months ago. Oliver Thornleyworth, Will Tanner and Cola Louis. The Warwick School, they suggested at the Alliance Park, this is their best ever 15 for this competition. Keelan Curran, Will Scrivens, Will Roberts, Will Johnson, who is a replace for Jordan Edwards, who misses out with a wrist injury. Toby Adlington 5, Drew Hill 6, Tom McDonald 7, Oliver Thornleyworth 8, Paddy Hayward 9, Fred Lowe 10, Chris David 11, Will Tanner 12, Tom Fawcett is the kicker 13, 18 points in that semi-final by the way, Jacob Weeks 14, Coley Louis 15, and they're coached by Tom Pierce. Of the QEGS Wakefield 15, 4 played in this fixture 12 months ago. Sachin Gogner, Eden Kelly, Tom Stevenson and Joseph Gatiss. Their 15 are as follows: Jasper Maguire, Connor Stevenson, Daniel Paxman, Jack Mann, James Crabtree, Sachin Gogner, Max Hansen, Eden Kelly, Alessandro Longo, Tom Stevenson, Jacob Moonsey, Harry Kelly, Joseph Gatiss, Edinson Muno, Harry Thompson and Guy Pickersgill is their coach. Replacements for Warwick, Becksmith, Jackson, Keeley, Wallace, Wood, McGovern, Mortimer, and for Wakefield, Fulton, Padikar, Towler, Adams, Wigglesmith, Sanderson and Sawade. As the sun begins to burst through the clouds here at Twickenham on a sunny Wednesday afternoon. It's been perfect weather here in the late March here in southwest London. Absolutely gorgeous day, perfect day for rugby, and could this be a perfect day for Warwick as they look for their third consecutive under-15s cup. Prince Ross College 50-0, they took them to the sword. Rugby School 47 points to 7. Solihull School 53 points to 3. 24-0 over Ellesmere College, 55 points to 5 over Langley School, 14-10 over Wellington College, and then beating Brighton College by 33 points to 20. QEGS Wakefield 50-0, 50-0, 50-0, perfect start for them 3 in rounds 3, 4 and 5. 15-12 against Durham, close game that was. 13-7 against St Ambrose, 31-7 against Dulwich College, and 29 points to 5 over Wordle Grammar School for boys. So then, 2 different routes to the final here, Dave. Warwick looking for a hat-trick, will they get it?
Well, I'm not going to commit to a result that early, Johnny. What I will say is that having watched both of these teams in the semi-finals they both attack the game in a very different way and use the fundamentals well to get on the front foot. Warwick were in a real scrap in the semi-finals, and there was a lot of hype in the build-up as the teams are coming out now. You mentioned that you've been in a conversation where a Warwick coach had said this is the best team they've ever produced at this level. Now, when the rugby wasn't flowing, they really had to dig deep in the semi, and they did. As for QEGS Wakefield, they just ground down their opposition. Real hard graft, particularly from the forwards. And I'm going to be having my eye on all three of the back row, Sachin Gogner, Max Hansen and Eden Kelly, to stamp their authority on this match if QEGS Wakefield are going to take anything from it.
So then, as you can see, Warwick score in their blue and white hoops as always. QEGS Wakefield in black. Fantastic atmosphere over on the far side, with the Warwick pupils in their green and white hoops, blue and white hoops I should say, and QEGS with their big hands to cheer their side on as well, and they've got their flags flowing. Superb atmosphere there should be. Our man in the middle for this one is Mr. Carl Kirkpatrick, ably assisted by Fred Sprong and Frank Venner. Same rules apply at this level too, half an hour each way. It should be a fantastic game as well. And it is Tom Fawcett who gets us underway. He is the captain, and it's collected by Edison Munoz. Longo. Tom Stevenson, the QEGS captain, hoofs this one downfield. And Warwick looking to start on the front foot. But the ball lands into touch, and a good tackle that was as well. And number 13 for Warwick, Tom Fawcett.
One of the particular battles I'm looking forward to in this match is number 8 against number 8. Thorningwork against Kelly. Two massive ball carriers, really important for both teams' momentum. Neither like to take a backward step. It's going to be really interesting to see how that battle unfolds in this cup final.
Tackle on Fred Lowe. Tanner. Thorningwork. And QEGS win the early penalty.
Yeah, good early defensive pressure from QEGS Wakefield. Warwick looking to just build a few phases, build a bit of momentum, but QEGS stifling them and winning the penalty there. But that's a bad kick.
Not the best kick in the world, and it's picked up by Chris David. Colin Louis. Bounce not forgiving for Tom Fawcett. Ball clocks out, and it's a little bit difficult. And it may have been turned over here by QEGS. It has been. Longo. Alessandro Longo. Stevenson spots a gap. How's this kick? The bounce may not work in his favour. So much so, Colin Louis puts over the dead ball line for a 22 dropper.
Yeah, see what he was trying to do there. Just find a bit of space in the corner. Territory is going to be really important in this match, particularly with that big ball carrying back row of QEGS Wakefield. They'd have loved an opportunity to run from close to the line. But cool head there from Louis, watches it go over the try line, dabs it down, and we get back underway with a 22.
Muno, Thompson, Stevenson, Eden Kelly. As you mentioned, Dave, big ball carrier, but loses out on this occasion, and ball goes into touch. But good territory gained.
Yeah, they recovered well there from from the 22, getting the ball in that man Kelly's hand. Look out for 7 and 8, both in the big red scrum caps. Love to get the ball in hand. 10 easy yards made, but just couldn't quite keep hold of it when he went to ground.
Harry Hayward with the put in for Warwick. Hayward. Low. Good handoff. Warwick on the move. Over halfway. A little bit of a kick forward there by Chris David. Nobody was there to chase after it though.
Great handoff in the middle of the park though. Real show of physicality. First we've really seen in the opening 5 minutes. Little dab into the 22. He had no support and wasn't really able to go on the outside. Let's take a look at the replay there. There was a good angle, great handoff and the offload. Good support lines from Warwick. They'll be happy with that. They've got a shortened numbers line out here in a good position.
Will Scrivens with the line out and ball lines into touch once more. And this time it'll be QEGS with the line out and possession.
I think what we'll see in this match, as we saw from both teams in the semi-finals, is a lot of different numbers in the line-out, just trying to make anything work, trying to turn the competitive nature of it to their advantage in any way that they can without the lifting.
Back into touch once more. So Stevenson with another attempt to get this line out right. Waiting for the call. 7 men in this line out this time for QEGS. Stolen by Warwick. Hayward. Low. Louis. Excellent tackling, a bit scrappy in the first 5 minutes from both these teams. Gators. Hayward. Low. Kelly.
Oh, great tackle.
Superb tackle. And they've turned it over illegally. And it will be Warwick who will have the penalty.
Great defensive intent from QEGS Wakefield though, wasn't it? Driving tackle. Let's have a look at this. Warwick just trying to put some whip on it. Great technique there, in low, left shoulder on the left hip, drives him back. There were hands in there, but the referee not particularly happy with it, so Warwick awarded the penalty, and they've gone for the sticks too. This will be a good kick at this level.
Yeah, well, Tom Fawcett scored 18 points in the semi-final, you'll recall, Dave, so he's a good accurate kicker. And this to open that account 7 minutes into this cup final. That's a superb kick. Superb kick. Tom Fawcett opens the scoring. 3-0 to Warwick. 7 minutes played.
Well, that's a reward for them. Trying to play running rugby in the early stages. QEGS' defensive pressure has been good, but there was just a momentary lapse of discipline there. And Warwick take full advantage. Great kick from Fawcett, and Warwick sneak into the lead.
Low. We've got numbers here on the left-hand side if they go quite quickly. Another good tackle there by Harry Kelly. But a penalty given here to QEGS and a chance for them to respond. The Warwick wall continues to wail.
Well, they did have numbers, but what they were trying to do was run it out of their own 22, putting themselves under pressure. And let's see how QEGS can respond. Interesting that they've gone for the kick to touch, so they clearly back their line out here.
So then, Stevenson. Again, a little bit loose at the line-up, but they have a knock-on advantage. And now they go for the drive. Didn't see much of this in the Vars. Too much running rugby going on. The QEGS go for it with Stevenson, trying to gain a couple of yards. Longo. Eden Kelly. Longo looks left and right. Goes left. Longo points to the right-hand side. This is Stevenson. Stevenson. This could be Kelly. It is Kelly. Going for the line. He might have got there, you know. He might have got there. Eden Kelly is the scorer. He did get there. Good reach there from Eden Kelly. You mentioned to start the programme, Dave, it could be dangerous. And that's just why.
Oh, absolutely. It was crude but impressive work from QEGS, bringing forwards in at first receiver to punch holes in that Warwick defence. Eventually it was Eden Kelly, that man, the number 8, takes the pop from the fly half and powers over. Uses every inch of his full reach to get over that try line. And he gets QEGS off the mark, puts them in the lead. Great response.
And in fact, it is the first time QEGS have scored a try here at Twickenham in 3 years. In this fixture, 12-6 they lost 2 years ago. They didn't score a point last year. And there's no doubt those fans who have travelled all the way down the M1 may have come here just to see that. They've got a try on the board. 10 minutes down. QEGS lead 5-3. And Max Hansen will look to add the extras.
I think with the strength of characters they've got in the team now, we saw how strong they were when they ground the game out in the semi-final before pulling away at the end. I don't think they'd allow themselves to be walked over like that this year. That's a brilliant response from falling behind.
It just misses on the left-hand side of the upright. 5-3. 10 minutes down.
Yeah, let's have a look at the replay here. QEGS had worked it well left before finding a good position under the sticks. And that's an excellent finish from the powerful Kelly. Tom Stevenson knew exactly who he wanted to bring into the game, his go-to man, and he finished with aplomb.
The ball misses everybody there, and now QEGS are off and running. Sloppy kick-off there from Warwick. Longo. Jackman, and penalty is won to QEGS.
Yeah, they're just starting to build pressure nicely here, and the team from Yorkshire. Offside was given in the end. Warwick lifting a little bit quickly and then kind of sitting back, looking for the collision, and a very confident Max Hansen wants to go for the sticks here.
Well, it's a good way that, Dave. It's good 30-35 metres out.
Again, at this point, I'd like to remind everyone that this is an under-15s final, you know. That's probably 30 to 35 metres, which is a decent nudge for a teenager. But he struck the last one well. Just put a bit too much draw on it, to use a golfing term, and it went wide of the left upright. But this is another chance to banish those demons from in front of the sticks and put his team further ahead.
This one 8-3 lead. It might just fall a tiny bit short. It does fall short just underneath the posts. So you may know for next time, 1 or 2 metres closer than that, he should get there. But Warwick's still got to get rid of this from inside their own 22. They're camped near their own try line. And that ball's not going to find touch. In fact, it's going to go right into the arms of number 11, Jacob Moonsey. Moonsey into the Warwick 22. Longo. Stevenson. Longo. Stevenson spots a gap, spots a little bit of an opening as well. Ball has been knocked forward, says the referee. And Warwick will have a chance to clear with a scrum inside their own 22.
Yeah, it was a lovely show and go from Stevenson. Got the ball in a good position, had men inside of him. Steve-O is the chant from the QEGS supporters. Just darted inside, beat his defender, was looking for a man on his left shoulder, but there wasn't anyone who kept up with him. Good show of attacking intent from QEGS though. They lined all of the big ball carriers up in the middle of the park to try and suck Warwick defenders in. Let's have another look now. Steps off the left foot, inside the man there. Great footwork, but couldn't get the offload away and the ball went forward.
He may knock that forward. Oh dear. Cardinalson.
Oh, big mistake from Thornywork. Quite easy to do though. You're looking to get away from the base of the scrum as quickly as possible. Sometimes it can come off a foot. Let's have a look what's happened here. Yes, yeah. The flanker's foot was just in the way, took his eye off the ball. Already thinking about charging at the outside half, no doubt. Well spotted by the referee. Pressure back on Warwick here.
Oh, interesting. Max Hansen with the put in here for QEGS. Good scrum there from Warwick. Kelly nearly with the offload there to Joseph Gatiss. Not to be. So Warwick now with the knock-on advantage put this one into touch. That kick is pretty decent in fact. Just staying in, just crawling along the touchline.
That's a great chase up the line though, and listen to the crowd. Warwick absolutely loved that. Sometimes the kicks that just trickle at the touchline are even more difficult to deal with. They've turned the defensive player. It was a great chase, and all of a sudden the pressure's back on QEGS.
Collier Louis with the chase there from Warwick. Dumping Edison Munoz into touch. So now Warwick trying to get on the front foot. Quarter this first half down. Scrivens with the line out. Hayward, low. Warwick running it from the deep. Tanner. Low, sliced off his boot, but into space. Picked up by Munoz. Munoz, Thompson with a low kick down. Redlow chasing after. Gives it to number 15, Collier Louis. The fullback under pressure and an excellent tackle. And QEGS put in Warwick under pressure and they win the penalty for it. Excellent stuff.
Oh, wonderful defensive chase. It was the second rower actually making the tackle on the fullback. 1-15, QEGS put in a shift in at the moment. And they've got to shut that fullback down as well. Collier Louis is a great counter-attacking runner. He's got a really low centre of gravity. You can see here he gets his shoulders down, looks to pump those legs and get around the outside. But what a chase that is. Apologies, it was actually Sachin Gogner, the back rower.
Yes, indeed.
Great tackle around the ankles. And then all of a sudden QEGS absolutely swarmed on the ball to force another mistake from Warwick. They're really turning the screw in defence at the moment. Great stuff from the team in black.
Gogner, one of 4 players of QEGS who tasted defeat here 12 months ago. He's just have a little stoppage in play here. I think it might be for a little bit of a blood injury. I think Gogner had a little bit of a cut there in his mouth.
Well, really a chance for Warwick to catch their breath, because even though the score's close, QEGS have definitely just looked slightly the more positive. They've been applying the pressure in defence. They've scored that excellent try. Warwick are stifling them at the moment. That's something that they do very well. But if they don't get some attacking rugby soon, with all that talent in the team, you wonder if they might start to feel a bit of the pressure and get a bit frustrated. They've got a lot of hard work to do to break down this impressive QEGS defence.
Just about finds touching. In fact, it's a fantastic kick, Dave.
Oh, excellent kick. Excellent kick. We've had a couple of great kicks in this match so far. Again, Steve-O is the champ from the crowd. They're a big fan of their captain and fly half. And he's put them in another great position.
Stevenson with the line out. Goes short to James Crabtree. Longo. Kelly. A good chance here, and a good offload as well to Daniel Paxman. But it was knocked forward. In fact, it was a forward pass, and everybody was cheering just a little bit premature.
Oh, absolutely, but it was good hands. Back rowers offload into front rowers. It's a great thing about youth rugby these days. Everyone wants to get their hands free and get the offload, keep it moving forward. But speaking of moving forward, the ball actually did on that occasion, so Warwick with a scrum in a very precarious position.
Haywood with it. Maybe turn against the head if they're not careful, but Warwick scrum remains strong. Haywood. It's Will Tanner going to ground. Haywood. Louis, the full-back, finds touch, and Warwick will leave just a little bit of pressure.
Yeah, good relieving kick there. It's a long way to the touchline from the middle of the park, so the fact that he's put 30 metres on that, that's a good nudge.
Stevenson. Jackman. Kelly. Advantage for Warwick. Ball was knocked forward, and they'll have to put it.
Yeah, the game's just slowed down a little bit now, and that will suit Warwick. Just take the sting out of QEGS, who are starting to come forward in numbers. Got a good clearance kick, but QEGS have kept them pinned back, and they've got another scrum here. Just a chance to impose themselves on the game, which they've not really been able to do in this opening 20 minutes.
Haywood with the put in. Another good scrum from Warwick, picked up this time by Thornley Work. Did better than his first attempt. Louis sent downfield and caught by his opposite number, Harry Thompson, who offloads to Muno. Longo. Stevenson. Good kick, and put under pressure. Put under pressure, Chris David had to put it into touch.
Yeah, QEGS just asking questions with the kick there, chipping it into space. Chris David had to chase back, facing the wrong way as he received the ball, and he was already thinking about the turn and the pressure that he was going to be under, and he spills it into touch.
Stevenson. Ball knocked forward, so Warwick will have an advantage. Slow, patient rugby though from Warwick. They're inside their own 22. They've been not really camped here for the last 10 minutes or so, and they are coming back for that knock-on advantage. Well, Dave, we had running rugby for the first game in the Vars. This one's been more a war of attrition, hasn't it?
Yeah, war of attrition is a really good way of describing it, actually. You've got to think sometimes, as daft as it sounds, it's more than a game. As you said, this is almost a World Series. These teams have played each other so many times. Warwick absolutely wiping the floor with QEGS last year. They've got 2 trophies in their cabinet. QEGS will be desperate to get this one. And they've certainly started the better of the two teams in the opening 22 or so minutes.
Hayward, low, Tanner. Picked up by Thompson.
Chase again.
That's Hansen. Into touch. He said, unlike the first game, the Vars game, you know, where very much, as I said, running rugby. This one's a bit more stop-start, as it were. It's, you know, we haven't seen much control between both these teams. You know, they haven't been holding on to possession, running a few phases together. It's been very much stop and go.
Well, I think from a purist's perspective, they'd say the defences have been on top. I think both of these teams are a lot more organised than the teams that played in the Vars, and as a result, as we go for a bit of an unorthodox line out that hasn't gone straight there, so it'll be brought back. And as a result of that, both teams are kind of cancelling each other out, trying to play the territory game. But as you rightly pointed out, no one has really been able to go through the phases and truly stamp their authority on this game. But what QEGS Wakefield have done well is used territory and used kicks to try and turn Warwick and put them under pressure. But so far, they've just about held on of the team in blue and white. And, you know, it's quite difficult to really pick the direction that this game's going to go.
Longo. With the put in. Stevenson. Muno. Towards the Warwick 10-metre line. Longo. Longo surveying his options, goes to his left. Stevenson. Warwick may turn this over here. We're close to it, no. Picked up by Longo. Stevenson. A bit quicker this from QEGS Wakefield. And Warwick have the put in.
Yeah, it was a good drift defence there from Warwick. As you said, it was good quick hands from QEGS trying to get the ball out wide, but Warwick had great faith in their men outside and inside and made the tackle and eventually forced the mistake. Making an observation on the way QEGS are attacking, they're committing 2 or 3 numbers, usually the back rowers and the second rowers who are just receiving the ball straight from the ruck. They're not really putting a lot of width on it at all in the first few phases of play. Just something to keep your eye on as we move towards the end of this first half.
Hayward with the put in. Low. Warwick off and running once more. Excellent tackle once again. I think you've hit the nail on the head here, Dave. This has definitely been a tale of 2 defences and not 2 attacking sides. Defence are really having the better of both teams here, and an excellent scramble defence again there from Warwick. And we're just waiting to see it just spark into life, as it were.
Well, Warwick putting themselves under pressure there, and maybe that sort of goes on from what we were talking about earlier, the fact that they've not had a lot of territory and they've not had a lot of possession. Now all of a sudden they're trying to force the issue. It hasn't worked for them that time. The ball's gone to ground, and if it had bounced another way, then QEGS could have really put the hammer down. But as it stands, I think that's been knocked on. So
well, it's in Warwick hands at the moment, and they'll have another chance to clear. They have been under the cosh. Box kick down from Hayward into the throat of Harry Thompson. Muno with the offload. Longo. Stevenson. Jacob Moonsey. Longo. Pick up from QEGS. Longo. Stevenson. Stevenson finds a little bit of a gap. This time it may have been turned over in Warwick's way. No, it was knocked forward, so QEGS will have the put in. We've got roughly 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, a bit scrappy there. Warwick getting hands on that. The back row is feeling as though they could turn that over. Really, really difficult skill to lean all the way down, keep your feet on the ground and still try and force the turnover. They were so close there, but the ball did go forward off a blue hand. So again, more great field position for QEGS Wakefield here, and more pressure on that Warwick defence.
Longo. Stevenson. Kelly. Good offload. Touching Gogner. Ball lost, and now Chris David under pressure. That nearly was a bit of a suicide pass. Hayward. They have to do this from their own 22, and again, scramble defence from Warwick. And Dave, what do you think?
Well, Warwick are absolutely panicking here. I don't know how else to describe it. It was great interlinking play from the QEGS back row, but take a look at this great chase down, left wing on left wing. Why are you offloading there? That's wowee. Bad decision making from Warwick at the moment. They just about get away with it when the panicked kick was charged down, but they need a few of their old heads here to stamp some sort of composure and authority on this match, because they're not doing it at the moment.
Another knock on. One minute left. The other player down.
What this intense defence will be doing, Johnny, is really wearing these players out. It's so physical out there. They're making so many tackles. They're going through so much work at the breakdown. This will be taking it out of them. So as the match progresses, I think we will see gaps opening up, even during these 30-minute halves.
So we've got around a minute or so left to go in this under-15s cup final. Still to come. We'll go step up and trip for the under-18s. Conceiver College and Churches College. That comes up at 2 o'clock. And then Bromsgrove will face Dulwich for the Vidamon, the creme to the creme. At 20 to 4, I believe, 3:40 is the under-18s cup final. And Twickenham will be rocking for that one.
Well, it's rocking now. We've had a bit of respite from the supporters as we've had a break in play, but big numbers have come down here, and I've been really impressed. I mean, QEGS were out-shouted in the semis, but those yellow hands and black t-shirts, they've been making all of the noise. And of course, that Warwick wall, it's quite difficult to keep up with.
Indeed it is. About a minute or so left to play in this first half. Hayward with the put-in at the scrum. And we'll have that one again.
Yeah, interesting battle, the scrum. I mean, even at this under-15s age group, really big, strong guys. Earlier in the season, I know it was under-18s, but we were at Oakham School, and their starting pack, Oakham's, weighed over 800 kilos. 100 kilos a forward in junior rugby.
Hayward with the put in again. Collects. Fred low. Tanner. Good hit there on Tanner. Hayward. Fred low. Dangerous rugby being played here by Warwick with a few offloads here, and they could be caught out. This is a chance here for Joseph Gatiss. Gatiss with a golden opportunity there for Munot, but the referee has called it back for an earlier defence.
Once again, pressure from QEGS. Warwick not making good decisions. They've really got out of jail there. I mean, regardless of whether the referee had brought them back or not, QEGS couldn't execute that 2-on-1. Let's have a look at the replay there.
The referee did call the whistle early for offside.
Just the offload there, and QEGS the most alert.
The ball's going to go into touch, and that should be the end of this first half. We still haven't we one more play? Or maybe not. No, that will be the end of this first half. Well, when the first game, the under-15s bars was all about two attacking forces, this one has been about two strong defences. Just one try in this game so far, and it goes to QEGS Wakefield, who have a slender lead at half-time. They lead Warwick School, the defending champions, by 5 points to 3. So 5-3 at half-time. Dave, your thoughts?
It's been a real war of attrition. We were spoiled with 10 tries in the earlier match. Real quality in attack. This match has been real quality in defence. Warwick broke the deadlock, a forced penalty. QEGS came right back at the other end, and their talisman, number 8, Eden Kelly, absolutely powering over the line to the right of the sticks. The conversion was missed. It's been a low-scoring game, but don't let that fool you into thinking that it's not been a good one, because it certainly has. Warwick possibly lucky to go in just behind at half-time. I mean, a few of the mistakes they made in their own 22, on another day, QEGS could have capitalised and scored an absolute hatful of points, but they haven't. And Warwick need to think about that. They need to think about the fact that they're only just behind, even though they've been under the cosh for pretty much the entire first half.
Well, just one try so far in this match so far, scored by QEGS number 8, Eden Kelly. And a good try it was too.
Yeah, it certainly was. QEGS had worked hard to get the ball into that good attacking position. They committed numbers to the right, but they didn't need them in the end, because Eden Kelly in the red scrum cap, the number 8, real talismanic ball carrier, loves the ball in hand, loves to run with it, loves to make tackles. This is the first time we'd seen him. He actually wasn't up to full tilt when he got the ball, but he was still powerful enough to carry a man over the line with him, and he was absolutely delighted with that one. This will be a good angle. The scrum half surveying his options to the left and the right there, finding his captain Tom Stevenson, who put the number 8 in. 3 tacklers in the end, couldn't stop him, and that's the only try of the half.
So QEGS Wakefield lead by 5 points to 3 at half-time. And what a intriguing game of rugby it has been.
Yes, I think QEGS, they're actually in 2 separate huddles at the moment. They're in forwards and backs, whereas Warwick are in one big group. I think Warwick will be thinking, come on lads, let's raise our game here. We're still in this, and they certainly are still in this. QEGS have got to put the fact that they've wasted a few opportunities out of their mind. They've played good cup final rugby so far. They've played good territorial rugby. They've kicked well. Warwick, on the other hand, have put themselves under pressure in the 22. They're desperate to play attacking rugby, but it needs to be in the right areas of the pitch, which they just haven't had in that first half.
The sun bursts through the clouds here, blinding me and Dave here in the commentary box. We're up here on the middle tier here at Twickenham, and it's an absolute gorgeous sunny day. Lovely spring conditions, isn't it?
Yeah, when the sun bursts through the clouds, it's really nice and warm too. When it's cloudy, not so much. I wish I'd been as sensible as you, Johnny, and brought a hat.
I had to buy this morning, by the way. I remembered from my past experiences here. Last year I had to put a programme on my head and use it as a visor. So then, 3-5. Warwick School to QEGS Wakefield at half-time. A lot of the crowd have gone for a half-time refreshments. Cup of char. It's a little bit cool in the shade, but we're basking in the sunshine, me and Dave here. And it's a superb day of rugby that is in store. The first game, the under-15s Vars, was fantastic. A great advert for this level of rugby. And this one has been a good advert for 2 stern defences as well. Both of these two sides have been excellent in defence, really cancelling each other out as they both go forward. So then, QEGS Wakefield, half an hour away from putting a big ghost to bed. 3-5. They lead. Hayward with the box kick, and that's gone out in the full, so back they go.
Not the start Warwick would have wanted. Another one of those unforced errors that puts them under pressure. If they're going to get anything from out of this game, then they need to play rugby in the right areas. They showed by kicking for goal with their first attack that they want to get points on the board, and really that was the only opportunity they had to score in the first half. But they're under pressure straight away in the second.
War cry from the crowd trying to get their team going. But it's QEGS the ones who are starting it on the front foot. And Warwick may turn this over. Hayward with that box kick again, keeps it in touch this time, and Harry Thompson collects. Warwick, good counter rocking again, look to turn this over, but not on this occasion. Cola Louis does well, but it's in Alessandro Longo's hands. To continue a little bit of a drive here, QEGS Wakefield. And they've gained about 10 metres from it.
And that's with all three of the back row hanging out, waiting for the ball to come out too.
Muno. Gogner. Picked up by Daniel Paxman. Longo. It's been stolen by Warwick, and now they're off to the races and running with Hayward. Low. Taken out by Jasper Maguire.
Yeah, they've been called back here.
We're offside, and Warwick will have a chance to gain some territory from this.
That's a bit more positive from Warwick. It was a good turnover. Forwards working really hard. QEGS not committing any of their back rowers to the breakdown early in the second half. I think they're going to have to be careful with that. All three of them are strong ball carriers, but they're going to need to do some sort of routine back row work as well. Otherwise, Warwick will probably be able to create a bit of an advantage at the breakdown. I mean, we saw there they forced the turnover. It was a good nudge forward. But there's a player over on the far side receiving a bit of treatment, which is why we've got a break in play here.
Yeah, that's Jack Mann, I believe. He's just receiving a little bit of treatment. To beg your pardon, it's James Crabtree, number 5. The player receiving treatment. Just, looks like could be a little bit of a cut. But again, good attacking intent from QEGS Wakefield here at the off. And what do you think both the coaches said to both teams at half-time?
Well, the water carrier has got all of the Warwick players around him here, and he's using kind of quite big gesticulations. I think he's just trying to tell them that they need to be patient and impose themselves on this game. They've not imposed themselves on the game whatsoever. They've not really asked any questions of QEGS Wakefield. But they have possession here, and I think really they need to show some intent early on in this second half. Put QEGS under pressure, ask them some questions aside from, can we run the ball from our own 22, when invariably the answer to that question's been no.
So it's a scrum on the halfway line. Warwick have possession. Hayward with the foot in. An excellent scrum again from Warwick. And their trump card for them so far. And Harry Thompson, we talk about pressure moments, Dave, and that could be one of them.
Just what Warwick needed. Again, ask some questions. They asked a question of Harry Thompson there. It was a kick over the top. I mean, they didn't turn him, but it just bounced in the right place. Horrible one for the fullback to deal with on the left-hand side there. He knew as well. As soon as it hit him, he knew he'd knocked it on. And this is a really, really strong position now for Warwick.
Hayward. Low. Tanner. Still going, Tanner. Low. Out wide. Just David. Hayward. Good tackle. Low. Warwick on the front foot, they continue to go forward. Drew Hill. Fred Lowe. Patient rugby this from Warwick. Patience. Could it be a virtue for them? Excellent tackle from Harry Thompson on his opposite number, Colour Louis. Fred Lowe. Advantage to be played here for Warwick. And they're going to win that penalty. And now options here for Warwick, Dave. It's a relatively straightforward kick by the post or tap and go.
Well, it's a sustained period of pressure. I think the sensible option here is to go for the sticks. They've shown that they can build through the phases and get into the QEGS 22.
Well, I was about to say, I fancied the scrum here for Warwick. It's been excellent for them so far, and that's what they're going for.
Well, that's what they're going for indeed. They moved the ball well there, but brilliant defence from QEGS Wakefield. They were well organised. Also, as soon as the penalty was awarded, they worked back and they were already in the defensive line, anticipating the tap and go. But Warwick have committed players to their left-hand side of the scrum here. This is a massive, massive opportunity for them.
Hayward with the put in. Collects. Numbers on the right-hand side if he goes quickly. Wasn't there. It could have been in. Jacob Weeks. He's still in Warwick hands though. They still have possession. Hayward. Max Roberts. Fred Lowe. Hayward. Does Wealth only work to keep possession there. It's caught him off balance. Hayward. Louis. Fawcett, the captain. Hayward. Good tackle from Tom Stevenson. Again, another advantage to come. And there's the penalty. And somebody could be in a little bit of trouble here.
Well, this is the first time we've seen Warwick really sustain any kind of pressure, and they're doing a good job. Credit to the QEGS defence. They're holding firm so far, but there's only so much pressure they can take. The referee taking a long time talking to the player here, which straight away makes me think that he's not going to give the card, and he doesn't.
Yeah, Tom Stevenson was the guilty party there. And now, sort of the scrum, they're going to go for the kick.
Yeah, clever work from the scrum. They committed all the men to the left-hand side. In the end, they went right where all the space was, backing one of the backs to get round the outside, but it was excellent work from the base of the scrum. Eden Kelly breaking from 8, making the tackle, potentially a try-saving tackle. And from a QEGS perspective, 3 points is certainly better than 5 or 7, but from a Warwick perspective, to be in the lead, that's not a bad start to the second half.
You're absolutely right, Dave. Not too bad a start. It's a 1-point game. Tom Fawcett with 6 points from his right boot has given Warwick, the defending champions, a 1-point lead over their old rivals.
Well, this is what happened in the first half. Warwick scored the penalty and QEGS went straight at the other end and scored a try. They'll be hoping to do the same here, but certainly a much more positive start to the half for the blue and whites.
Will Stevens collected the kick-off, and the offload is still in Warwick hands. Hayward with the box kick, sends it downfield. Thompson, Eden Kelly running through the gears, and still going. Scored the only try of this game so far. Runs himself into the Warwick half. Longo, Stevenson, Harry Kelly, Joseph Gaitis. Good offload to Jacob Moonsey. Need reinforcements, need the cavalry to come. Could be under pressure here, this could be turned over. But he's done so legally, and QEGS will have the penalty.
Yeah, great response from QEGS. It was a lovely offload to Moonsey, the centre, getting the big left hand in, going to ground, managing to sneak the ball out the back door. And again, great response. Just a case of what they do with this now. It's always a gamble going for the corner, as we've got another player down over on the far side there. Bit of cup final cramp, perhaps.
Just tend to happen, the old cup final cramp. And it might be Will Tanner, I think, is the player down.
Well, he's gone through a lot of work in attack and defence. When Warwick have been trying to run the ball out from deep, it's invariably been Tanner trying to crash through. And that takes it out of you, you know, big collisions, driving the legs as you're trying to make extra yards. But he's up and about.
Now then, interesting set piece. Longo. Kelly goes to ground. But they win the penalty.
Well, it was telegraphed, the set move from the penalty, but it doesn't really matter when you've got Eden Kelly carrying the ball forward. Never takes a backward step, loves the collision. So Hansen with the ball in hand here. I think he's going to go for the sticks again. This will be a good kick. It's not an angle that favours the right footer.
No, you're absolutely right there. T already down. And Max Hansen with a good, I would say 25 metres, a little bit more for the angle. Awkward kick for this to put QEGS back in the lead with 19 minutes left to play.
He had a good line and the QEGS fans thought it was over, but that's a couple now he's got under.
And slightly into a gentle breeze as well, so it's against the wind for Max Hansen.
Yeah, not getting the true strike that he'd really like.
But Warwick still have to dig this out from the deep. Picked up by Kelly. Joseph Gaitis beats one man and another. Doesn't beat a third though. Alessandro Longo picks up. Stevenson spots a tiny little bit of a gap and gains a few metres from it. Longo. Stevenson. Good tackle from Max Roberts. And so much has been stolen. Well, knocked on there by Fedlow. The score, a 1-point game. This could be a flash of brilliance here, Dave, or it could be a cardinal sin for one of these players. Could decide this game.
Well, that's all it's going to take. One moment of madness to let the opposition in, or one moment of genius. And there are plenty capable of either. Bit of a change-up here. We've got Max Hansen, who's played most of the game at open side flanker, is going to put the ball in here at scrum half.
Well, he's done it on a couple of occasions, in fact. So Hansen again picked up by Eden Kelly.
They look to be trying to set up a drive there, but never really got in the right position. But they've got the advantage.
Yeah, they do. They have a penalty to come from this. Chip and go from Kelly. But they're going to come back for that penalty.
We were talking about moments of magic. I thought Kelly thought he was going to have one there. A chip over the top and the bounce into the bread basket. But no such luck from the back rower.
A chance here for QEGS to gain a little bit of distance. As Tom Stevenson makes sure he gets a perfect connection, so he does his laces.
You have two really, really evenly matched teams here. I know sometimes the scoreboards can tell lies and be flattering, but this is a really true reflection of this match. And that's another brilliant kick.
This is the type of game that your granddad would enjoy, wouldn't he? You know, one for the traditionalist, one for the pure purist. None of the running stuff or or a little bit of flair. It's probably grinding out a victory.
Well, my granddad is very, very Welsh, so unless it's a try from 70 metres, he's not really interested. But yes, certainly one for the purists. It's not just about running rugby, it's about discipline. And both of these teams have it in abundance.
Stevenson with the line out. It is collected. The Yorkshire School, 5 metres out. Eden Kelly. Cavalry is due to come. Longo going up the blind side this time. Stevenson. Longo. Ball dropped but went backwards, says the referee.
There's good pressure from the Warwick defence there.
Longo. Good inside pass to James Crabtree. Stevenson. Oh, and there's a chance. It is a chance as well. Max Hansen is under the bounce. For a moment there, I thought a Warwick player had stolen and intercepted it. Instead, a superb pass to Max Hansen, who's put QEGS into the lead, and they're 15 minutes away in from Cup glory.
Well, it was a brilliant finish in the end. Warwick were applying so much pressure on the defensive lift. I thought they might have been going a bit early, but the referee was happy with it. A Warwick player has jumped out of the line there. QEGS was so flat, looking for the interception. Oh, look at that. So close to going up the other end and scoring, but it was a brilliantly timed pass. A great line from Max Hansen. Back rowers love getting the ball in hand in those positions. A chance for glory for the number 7. He finishes under the sticks. And that is a hammer blow from QEGS.
And Hansen looks to convert his own try, which he does so easily. So then, 12 points to 6. QEGS lead. 13 minutes left to play. And in all fairness, they've been excellent. QEGS, it's as I said, both defences have been really superb in this match. But QEGS just marginally the better, and the scoreline reflects that.
Well, Warwick have taken their opportunities to kick goals, and QEGS have taken their 2 opportunities to score tries. And neither team can afford to be wasteful when any opportunity to score presents itself.
Warwick need to find the whitewash. Goals are no good to them now. If it's a tie, just to remind you, if it's a tie, it goes on tries scored. So goals are no good to them. They've got to go for the full 7.
Absolutely. And just on the penalty there, QEGS again working really hard together in the defensive line, but no one really sure what decision there is to be made for Warwick. I mean, it's bundled into touch there by Louis. They've got a great opportunity to strike straight back here, but I think they need some leaders on the field. Someone to really stand up and give them that forward momentum. Sort of like Kelly and Hansen and Gogner have been doing for QEGS. They need some characters to really come to the fore here, because this is a great chance to get back into this match.
Two-man line-out, collected by Oliver Thornleywork. Tackled by Max Hansen. Haywood, low, Tanner. Tanner with a little kick forward, but it's quite easy for QEGS to clear their lines. Was that right thinking there?
I think so, yeah. I mean, they're a long way from the line now, Warwick, and QEGS are confident enough that they can cut the Warwick attack off at source. You know, that there haven't been many clean line breaks. They're happy to absorb a little bit of pressure. When the ball went out, Louis sort of looked over his shoulder there, and he was looking at his teammates as if to say, come on guys, give me something. And they've got the opportunity to get something here. A line out 40 metres out, shortened numbers again.
Scrivens with the line out. It's collected by Warwick. Many players at the breakdown, but quite a few players here ready for the run. Fawcett, the captain. Excellent tackle by his opposite number, Joseph Gatiss. And it could be turned over here. But Warwick win it back. Tanner. Fred Lowe. Will kick into space and towards the 22. Paddy Thompson under it. We will send this one into touch. But a penalty for offside goes QEGS' way, and chance wasted for Warwick.
Yeah, it was a better kick that time. I mean, he put it in between 15 and 14, making them both have to make a decision, you know, asking the questions, just like we said they need to do. But a little bit eager on the kick chase, and they give the ball back to QEGS, who've opted for the scrum again. It's a long way to touch from there, particularly in an under-15s match. You're not guaranteed possession back from the line out, so why not put yourself in a strong position from the scrum, where you've got the likes of Eden Kelly who can make you yards, or the opportunity to whip it out to Tom Stevenson, who's capable of a moment of magic himself. So sensible play here from QEGS.
10 minutes to go. Longo with the put in. Stevenson. How's that kick? It's not too bad. Not too bad at all, in fact.
Yeah, that's just what they'd have wanted from that scrum. Stevenson receiving the ball just inside the 22, taking a couple of steps and just nursing the ball into touch over on the far side as we look at it. Again, it'll be a Warwick throw-in, but QEGS are saying, do you know what, guys? It's 60 metres to the try line. If you fancy it, then fair play to you. But so far, that black defensive wall has answered all the questions that's been asked of it.
Thornleywork won the line out. And now Warwick looking to run this one from the deep. We haven't seen them do much running rugby so far in this game. Turned over, it has been turned over, in fact. Longo, Stevenson, little chip towards some empty space and towards the 22, picked up by Colin Louis. Good tap tackle. Warwick under pressure now inside their own 22.
Just an observation on that kick over the top. It wasn't a particularly good chase from QEGS. They were slow to chase the chip. Maybe starting to feel it a little bit in the legs.
Warwick on the run, and a good tackle by Muno. Hayward. Fawcett. Hayward, low. Out wide. And a kick downfield to send QEGS. Counter attack, but they just took the ball away. And they get the penalty as well. So then, a bit of a bonus here for QEGS, as they win the penalty.
Now, the sensible thing to do is go for the posts here, because that takes them more than a converted score ahead.
And in all fairness, it could lead them to Cov's glory.
And Max Hansen, he scored the tries, had a mixed bag from the boot, but anywhere inside the 22 he has to fancy. He's given himself a few yards to increase the angle. With a few minutes to go, this is a really, really good opportunity for QEGS to turn the screw.
So 6 minutes to play. Warwick will need to find a try, converted try, and a goal. Should Max Hansen score this could give QEGS Wakefield Cup glory. Is he there this time? He is there this time! 9 points clear, QEGS Wakefield are now, and could 2 years of hurt be over, and could third time be the charm. 15 points to 6 they lead, around 6 minutes to go.
Oh, what a kick, agonisingly close to dropping the wrong side of the crossbar. He didn't catch hold of it again, he got underneath it, but had a great line, and it just about got there. Excellent drama here at Twickenham. What a moment.
The ball has been knocked forward, so if Warwick needs something out of this game, they need to do it now. They're going to try and find something from this passage of play. Here's the kick again, Dave, from Max Hansen. Look how close this is. Agonisingly close, isn't it?
Well, look how many revolutions the ball is back spinning at. He's got underneath it. It's not the clean strike he'd like, but it just gets there. I mean, it was difficult for us to tell from the commentary position, but the touch judge's flags went up, and that's a huge, huge moment.
Four and a half minutes. Low. Jacob Weeks. Don't have the touch.
Good tackle. Something that QEGS have done really well and Warwick haven't done particularly well. Warwick have been really keen to move the ball from left to right, right to left, but they haven't really had anyone fixing defenders. So the fact that QEGS have been able to read that and drift out wide, forcing Warwick to make the final passes, but QEGS have just done fantastically well in the drift defence, but Warwick have made it quite easy for them.
Warwick, as I said, they need something now in this last few moments. Low. Time is now their enemy. Ball went backwards, says the referee, so they continue with possession with 3.5 minutes left to play.
Someone needs to straighten it up here.
Up towards the 22. Calling for reinforcements on the left-hand side. They win the penalty. Tap and go, taken quickly. Low. So the ball has been knocked forward, and that's, in all fairness, Dave, could be that.
Yeah, that pretty much sums up Warwick, unfortunately for them.
David, 3 minutes to go, your man of the match.
Tough one, really tough one. I mean, Warwick have grafted and grafted, but it hasn't really come off for them. I mean, Will Tanner has had a strong game. Tom Fawcett, the captain, they've worked really hard in the centres. But it's got to be that man on your shot right now, Eden Kelly, the number 8 for QEGS Wakefield. He has been an absolute talisman for the Yorkshire team. Scored the try that really set the tone for the match. He's been well supported by the rest of his back row. Max Hansen got the try himself and kicked what will probably be the winning goal. Sachin Gogner has tackled like an errant refrigerator at times. He's been absolutely superb, but Eden Kelly has held it all together, and he's my man of the match. Great performance.
So then, a couple minutes to go. Standing between QEGS Wakefield and Cup Glory. They've been so close on so many occasions in the past. They've never won this competition, QEGS. They've been runners-up 3 times. They have had a draw against RGS Wycombe in 1998, but this could be the first true victory for QEGS Wakefield. 3 times runners-up. It looks like their name will be engraved on this under-15s trophy.
Yeah, particularly there with Warwick, a bit keen on the defensive lift, just trying to do anything they can to force it. I mean, if they grabbed a try there, then maybe they could have forced their way up the pitch to try and grab another penalty or a drop goal or something to get them back into it. But a really composed performance from QEGS. It hasn't always been pretty, but the coaches will be absolutely delighted with the discipline, the desire and the defence that they've shown. All the D's, if you like.
Toby Adlington and Will Scrivens going off for Warwick School. Got a lot of replacements being made. Stevenson goes short. Warwick need to pull a rabbit out of a hat here from somewhere. They have 2 minutes on the clock here in the stadium. We estimate around about 30 or so seconds. Ball is out, says the referee. But they'll have to put in at the scrum, and they'll waste a few more precious seconds there.
Yeah, the stadium clock says just under 2 minutes. And in this position on the field with the put-in, QEGS will be in absolutely no hurry. One of the features of the game has been the way they've been so keen to get in position, particularly when they've conceded points or a penalty. But now they're in absolutely no hurry whatsoever.
I think both clocks might be an estimation. I think in fact Tom Stevenson was asking the referee how long, so Longo with the put in. Good tackle on Longo. There's a drive here coming from QEGS Wakefield, looking to put the icing on the cake. Ball out. Muno. Longo fishes it out. Stevenson. Longo. Crabtree. Stevenson. Stadium clock counting down. The QEGS fans already celebrating, and they have the put in, and that is game over. So many years of hurt for this Yorkshire school, are now over. Twice runners-up in the last 2 years. Runners-up in the early noughties. They got a draw in 1998, but they've never won this competition until today. The 2015 Under-15s Cup winners are the Queen Elizabeth Grammar School of Wakefield. They have defeated their enemies, Warwick School, by 15 points to 6.
Absolutely fantastic cup final there. QEGS coming into this with all the memories of defeat, with all the talk about this Warwick School team being the best under-15s team they have ever produced. But today they were absolutely fantastic. Great to see as well in the celebrations, the QEGS bench and all the staff flooding onto the field. But Eden Kelly, the man of the match, he rips his red head guard off and points the team straight over to Warwick School to go and shake hands. A real show of sportsmanship. He was an absolute talisman for them today, but the man of the match could have gone to any one of the players. Max Hansen scored a try, kicked the goals, as I mentioned. Sachin Gogner tackled fantastically. All of the forward pack worked well. Tom Stevenson was just sort of one pass away from an absolute moment of magic. He ran the game fantastically well. It was a real solid team performance, a mature performance, and a deserved cup-winning performance from QEGS Wakefield. Credit to the men from Yorkshire.
Indeed, cries of Yorkshire, Yorkshire, Yorkshire come from the stands in the corner. Big hands being waved and a few high fives, no doubt, amongst the QEGS fans, their friends, the family, the parents. They've had a lot of hurt on this ground down the years. I'm just looking at the roll of honour here. 5 each with RGS Wycombe in 1998, 2006 losing to Bedford School 16-3. 2013 losing to Warwick 12-6, 2014 losing to Warwick 17-0. They can be put to bed now. They are now champions of this competition. No longer the nearly men, no longer the what could have beens. They are winners at HQ.
We've got Warwick School there, hands on heads, hands on hips, and really sort of downtrodden, but they can leave with their heads held high. It never really got going for them in terms of attack. The QEGS defence was absolutely fantastic, but they'll collect their runners-up medals here at Twickenham. But they stuck in there, you know, they were under a lot of pressure from QEGS, but right up until the last whistle, they wanted to run the ball, they wanted to play the game the proper way, and they deserve a great amount of credit for that. But unfortunately for them, it wasn't quite good enough here at Twickenham, and they'll have to be content with a silver medal for 2015.
Silver medal indeed for Warwick School in 2015. Winners in 2013 and 14. No hat-trick for this school this time around. QEGS Wakefield, who have been the nearly men of this competition, especially in recent years. Heartbreak 2 years ago, heartbreak in 2014 for them, but no doubt delight in 2015. As the nearly men of Twickenham have put that ghost to bed. Again, Dave, you know, it's one of these that we've seen. The first match was very much running rugby. This one was a true war of attrition, a true test, as it were. It was a proper examination for both the 15s.
Yeah, and I think it's credit to the coaching that these boys have these days. The fact that even at under 15s level, they're just so disciplined. They're so well versed in the proper way to defend in a match of this stature, in a ground of this stature. And you know, a lot of that is down to trust, and they've obviously instilled a lot of trust in each other. You know, trust the man on your right shoulder, trust the man on your left shoulder. And it's very, very, very impressive the way QEGS executed that. I mean, to stifle a Warwick School team, to not be able to score a try on a pitch this size in a match of this magnitude, they deserve huge, huge credit for that. And I suppose there's no greater credit than that's being bestowed around their neck now in the under-15s Cup winners' medals.
Indeed. Some of them can't believe it themselves. Especially a couple of the lads, Sachin Gokner, Eden Kelly, Tom Stevenson, the captain, Joe Gatiss, who were here last year collecting silver medals. But they've no doubt their prized possession now will be the gold medal around their necks.
Well, the three names you mentioned there, Gokner, Hansen and Kelly. How important were they today, the back row? They were absolutely majestic around the park. Initially, they weren't entirely committing to the breakdown, but then in the second half, when it mattered, they were there. They were the first to every breakdown. Brilliant try from Hansen, and what nerve from him to keep it together, to just about get that ball over the crossbar and kick the penalty that took it.
So Tom Stevenson collects his gold medal from Ben Youngs and now collects the trophy. QEGS Wakefield, they can put despair to bed. They are wonderful. Wonderful at Twickenham. QEGS Wakefield are the champions. So the cup being handed across all the squad of 22. Credit to the coaching staff, as you said, Dave, you know, that they've worked hard here at QEGS Wakefield. Gary Pickersgill, their master of under-15s, Trevor Barker, their director of sport as well. You know, they've had a lot of hurt here the last couple of years, but they've put it in the past and said, right, this is our year this time, and we're going to pick up the cup, and they have done.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Lots of talent in the team, but it's all well and good having all of that talent in terms of getting points on the board, but ultimately you've got to defend the line too, and they did a great job of that today. Deserved winners.
So the under-18s bars is the next match very, very shortly, but let's have a look at the highlights of what a very much attritional under-15s cup final. Warwick School squad are just in front of their fans, doing the wall back to their fellow pupils as QEGS Wakefield are being congratulated by all their supporters. In the corner here of Twickenham, a superb display from QEGS Wakefield, to take the under-15s cup. As I mentioned before, so near yet so far in 2013 and 2014, but they put that ghost to bed and are winners in 2015. A superb display. And no doubt the celebrations they will enjoy here at Twickenham. Great day of rugby here so far at HQ. We still have 2 matches still to come as well. Civic College versus Churches College for the under-18 Vars, and then Bromsgrove against Dulwich for the under-18s Cup yet to come. They will come shortly. We're just trying to get a interview with our man of the match, Eden Kelly of QEGS Wakefield, who is either still celebrating on the pitch or is in the tunnel. Another good crowd being received into the stadium, ready for the next feast of rugby. So then, I do believe Eden Kelly is downstairs in the tunnel with Ed at that time.
How do you feel?
It's the best feeling ever. First time winners. I think we did it for the team, but mainly for the coaches. They've come us 7 times. This is the 8th time, and they haven't won it. So that was the main thing. Win it for them.
Did you feel a lot of pressure? Because you mentioned obviously the 8th time QEGS have been here. You've never won the trophy outright. You're the first team to do that, and Warwick, of course, have been billed as the best under-15 team that they've brought here.
Yeah. When we looked at websites, we were underdogs, so we didn't feel that we had any pressure on us whatsoever. We wanted to come here. We wanted to play our game. We knew Warwick's main threats, so we just decided to target them and play our own game.
Well, it was certainly a very tactical game, and you came out on top. What was it like to win a trophy at Twickenham, the home of English rugby?
The best feeling ever. Never felt anything like it in my life. Brilliant.
Well, first and foremost, congratulations. And you are, of course, man of the match, so big congratulations for that as well. Well done.
Thank you very much. Cheers.